Inside the undying passion of Disney adults. The most loathed fandom on the internet? Yes, seriously, forget fantasy football, vintage wines, or dabbling in the stock market. For one proud, some might say unhinged group of grown-ups, the ultimate high is Mickey ears, churros, and the comforting hum of Main Street, USA. That's right, I'm talking about Disney adults. And apparently we're the most hated people online. Don't worry, the villains will get their comeuppance. What even is a Disney adult? You don't need kids to qualify. You don't need a degree in mouseology, though that would be a fun minor. A Disney adult is simply someone whose life orbit revolves, sometimes alarmingly so, around the House of Mouse. Theme park pilgrimages, collectible pins, Disney tattoos, planning entire wardrobes by ride proximity, these are not mere hobbies. These are cultish life choices. A new book by A.J. Wolf, founder of the Disney food blog, dives into this world. A subculture where people count down the days to their next trip like it's a doomsday clock, charge their credit cards until they whimper, and sometimes frame their cremated ashes in urns etched with Cinderella Castle. Yes, that's the kind of devotion we're dealing with. Why the internet despises us, or at least tries to, the vitriol is real. One viral Reddit thread recounted a couple who skipped catering at their wedding so they could have a 30-minute appearance by Mickey and Minnie. The haters howled. Critics call us childish or accuse us of refusing to grow up. To them, I say, why leave behind your inner child when the mouse still waves back? Disney, after all, is one of the few places where you can believe. If only because the coffee smells like apple pie and the buildings line up exactly. The emotional gravity well of Disney. What's the pull? Nostalgia, sure. But there's also comfort in structure, knowing exactly what will happen when you step through the gates. Experts say Disney meets deep psychological needs: community, identity, caloric joy, hello Dole Whip, escapism, and the belief that your story can have a happily ever after. Dr. Deborah Kissin warns that this sort of fandom can tip into obsession. Is your work, sleep, or social life suffering? Are finances strained? Can you skip a trip without collapsing into despair? Wolf herself says Disney isn't the only thing in her fans' lives, but she argues that having a magical lens over life helps many cope. It gives them optimism, hope, and the belief that they can be the hero of their own story. The darker side, fandom snobbery and gatekeeping. But the Magic Land has shadows. According to recent reporting, Disney adults are often their own worst critics. The hardcore crowd may sneer at fans who don't own an annual pass, visit every resort, catch every parade, or stay in the right hotel. Social media becomes a scoreboard of devotion. For some, Disneyland versus Disney World is a mortal sin. For others, Yacht Club versus Beach Club is a status war. Even among people who worship the same mouse, elitism and judgment abound. The case for Disney adults, the defense rests. 1. We keep the magic alive. Let's not kid ourselves. Disney is a multi-billion-dollar empire. But if nobody loved it, it wouldn't matter. Disney adults are among its most devoted customers. If our fervor makes the rides run smoother or funds that next castle expansion, I call that service to the kingdom. 1. It's healthier than a lot of obsessions. Instead of smashing beer bottles or compulsively doom-scrolling, we queue for Splash Mountain, sing Let It Go at full volume, and occasionally bawl at fireworks. I'll take that over most vices. 1. It's a legit coping strategy. Life is messy, cruel, absurd. But in Disney we find order. Castles, parades, rules, music, stories with clear arcs. For many, that's balm. 1. We're misunderstood. On purpose. The ridicule is part of the badge of honor. If people mock you for cherishing pixie dust, that means it's working. Except when it's not, then therapy. So yes, we may be mocked as Peter Pan syndrome or grown people playing dress up. But if the price of living with wonder is a little social scorn, well, I'll swipe my DVC card again tomorrow. After all, in a world of cynicism, being unabashedly enchanted is a kind of quiet rebellion. And Mickey would want it that way. Like, add and subscribe for more.